And we're joined now on the sofa by our women's head coach, Martin Ho. How are you, Martin?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, really good. I can't wait for this weekend. And I know it's easy for me to say, as a fan, I can't wait for this weekend. What's it like as a coach? Do you look forward to these games, or is there a little bit of like, gosh, I wish we had more time to prep?
No, I think we've had a good week. We had the chance to reflect on the previous game and then really put in place what we want to do for this game coming into the weekend. And yeah, I'm excited. It's my first London derby as a head coach and at this club. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I know the players are excited too.
How hard is it to get into the sort of mindset of what a North London derby means? Look, for me, I grew up in the area, so it's like in me, I can't fight it. You're coming into this and trying to experience it for the first time. What do you do to get into the headspace of understanding what it means for the fans?
Yeah, I speak to some of the players, some of the staff. I see what it means because you see a lot of it on social media. I've maybe seen the rivalry from the male perspective for a long time, and you get a feel for that, but you can never really put your finger on what it actually feels like until you're in it. What your emotions are going to be like, how things are going to play out. So yeah, I'm excited. I will embrace every moment and I will enjoy it. But I want to make sure that the players they're calm, they remove the emotion from the game and they focus on performance, and we go into this game with the confidence and belief that we can get results.
Feels different this time around, just from a Spurs point of view, because I think this would be probably the most positive that you would feel coming into a game, feeling like can go out there and match Arsenal in a lot of different areas. They've obviously been a side that has had a huge infrastructure around the women's game for a long, long time. But it must feel nice coming into a game like this and feeling like, as I look around the squad, you know that player for player, there's a lot of players that are going to go out there and more than match their counterpart.
Yeah, and I have a huge belief and trust in the players that we have here, and I know that on our day we can be a match for anyone. We have to show the right kind of courage to want to play, the right attitude and aggressiveness to defend, and stick to the way we want to do things. Focus on us and what we can do. Have a respect and an eye on the opposition, which we always will do, and make sure that when we go into this game we show respect, but we also make sure that we're not afraid to do things that we want to do.
Can you take me into the goods and the bads from London City Lionesses? Because I'm sure there are a lot of things you wanted to work on, but equally shouldn't lose sight of some really good bits in there as well.
Yeah, I think I said this after the game. I thought with the ball it was probably our best performance, statistically definitely. Our XG was higher, we created more bigger chances than they did. Our chance conversion needs to be better, 100%. But I feel the way we played, the freedom, the flexibility tactically, the detail technically we play with, our behaviours with the ball were really good. And then off the ball, I thought our higher pressure was very good. We frustrated them, we regained high, but maybe when we were defending slightly lower, we caused ourselves some problems, and we wasn't the same team that I've seen before. And we can have those days. We're not going to be perfect every week. I think a brilliant way to respond is on the weekend in a London derby where you know it's going to be fire on fire, if you want to say. So, yeah, there's lots of positive to take from that game, but we know definitely defensively we have to be a lot more solid and a lot more kind of aggressive with our approach, and not allow too much time and space and respect for the opponent.
Can I give you one more positive as well? Our fans away at London City, that's the best I've heard them. Did it feel different? Did it feel like you're sort of finding a bit of a connection there?
Yeah, 100%. And I think what they've done in terms of coming to home and away games has been unbelievable. And the players really respect that and thank them a lot for that, and so do I. I think when we were up in the game, we were coming back in the game, and then we went behind in the game, they were constantly trying to pull the team through, and they didn't stop from the start to the finish of the game. You could hear them, they outsung and out kind of cheered the home crowd, which I think is a big positive, and I want to make sure we can continue to grow that fan base. We keep giving them more moments they can be proud of. We have to show at a minimum level and as a basic level, we have to show an effort, commitment and a desire to wear this shirt and play for this club, and all I want to see from you is working hard. And if we can do that and add some of that kind of flair and creativity on top of it, yeah, we can continue to grow this fan base, which I think is really important to me and for the club.
In terms of the trajectory this season, it feels like even when we've had defeats, there's often been things in games that you can lean into. Perhaps if you take out Man City out of that, but there's been things that you can lean into. When you came back into training on Monday or Tuesday of this week, how did the group feel? Does it feel like a group that you're like, okay, we're hitting the ground running this week, we're not going to dwell? Or was there parts of the weekend that maybe made you feel like, come on, we need to arrest some of that?
No, I think after the game we reflected honestly as a team. We went through some things we done really well, which you have to. We went through things we can be better at. We don't hold on to it for too long. We have to turn our focus straight away. And the players did, and I think the energy and the work rate and effort in training has been very high. The intensity in competition has been good. We've showed obviously more about how we want to approach this game in training. And I have no doubts I shouldn't have to remind these players of what this game is and the magnitude of this game to the club, to the supporters. And if I have to motivate a player for this game, I'd be very, very worried. And I haven't had to do that. And the players know more than me what it means. I understand it now, and I get a better understanding when that whistle goes of how much it means. But yeah, going into this week, they've trained exceptionally well. We've been in a really good place on the pitch. And now we have to make sure that kind of energy now transforms to the weekend.
You're starting to have some really nice problems as well, team selection-wise. That's a good thing as a manager, right?
Yeah.
Coming into a game like this, you're unfortunately going to have to disappoint a few people, but what a good problem to have.
Yeah, of course. And you want to make sure that I keep making the group competitive and I keep making people earn the right to be on that football pitch. And they have to do that by the way they train in the week, and then being able to transform that to the pitch from a performance perspective in a game. In training, I'm always trying to lift the standards, so we keep pushing the levels. That'll help us evolve and progress to where we want to go. But making sure we keep people on the toes at the same time. There's competition in each position, and I want to make sure that if players are performing well consistently and someone's level maybe drops over a period of time, that they're given that opportunity. But again, you have to earn those opportunities, and it can't be a one-off where you train well. It's got to be a consistent thing every single week. And once we get that consistency, I believe you'll see a big change in us in terms of as a team and where we can go. And we're starting to get to that point now where we're starting to turn that screw a little bit. And once we get to that point where I'm really comfortable that the consistency is there, then you'll start to see a real Tottenham team.
Just in terms of your process coming into a game like this, how much of your prep is based around our team and how much is based around the opponent?
No, we have an eye on the opposition, and I respect anyone we play against, so they get the right attention. But I try to put a lot of focus on us, how we will approach the game, how we will put our foot forward, how we will put our stamp on the game, how we want to control the game, how we want to defend in the game, because that's actually what we're good at doing. And we do a lot of work on that on a weekly basis of what we want to do and how we want to play. So we have to make sure that we keep that kind of consistency with our work. But we have a big respect for the opposition and their threats and their strengths. But we also have to look at how I feel we can exploit them. So a lot of the work is done on us, individually, on the players' development, on the team development collectively, and on the playing style and the game plan going into the game. But as I said, respect the opposition and have an eye on them, but focus a lot on us more.
Finally, we know there's a lot of tickets sold for the weekend. It's going to be a really good crowd there. How much is it going to be about your players managing the occasion, maybe not getting caught up in the fact that it's such a big rivalry and there's a lot of emotion involved, and at the same time trying to channel some of that, try and use some of that to your advantage? Yeah,
I think we're going to have a record crowd there at Brisbane Road, and yeah, very thankful for all the people that have bought tickets to come and watch and the fans who continue to come back, and hopefully that can be a mainstay for us in terms of breaking those records and having that kind of consistent support level at games, because I know the players really appreciate it. It does lift us, it gives us a lot of energy. We respond to everything they do, me as a coach as well included. And I want to make sure now as a team we can continue to build our fan base, build a connection and a continuity with them, and make sure that can be something that can elevate bases in the future, but also helps not just us grow, but helps women's football grow at the same time.
It probably sounds silly to say, but try and enjoy this weekend. I hope you get a lot out of it as an experience, but also if you can, 3 points would be nice as well.
No, of course, yeah. And I think I'm probably, as much as everyone else, I want to win every game. I want to get 3 points, and I don't go into any weekend not wanting to win. You obviously need a lot of luck with you in football in general, but you also need high level of performance as a team. And hopefully this weekend we have high level performance, a lot of luck with us, and we perform at the level I know we can. And I think if we go to the levels we can individually and collectively as a team, which we've showed a lot this season, I believe we're a match for anyone. And I just want the players to go and play the occasion. I mean, the game and not the occasion, sorry. And make sure that they remove all that emotion, because I think if they remove the emotion, they can perform at such a high level. But when you get wrapped up in the occasion, you can maybe be depleted in certain moments. And I know the players now are really focused. You could see from training today their application and attitude, and they're really laser focused on what we want to do. So yeah, I'm really excited now going into the weekend.
Go well this weekend.
Thank you.